see they got somebody handcuffed.
Yeah, they got them stretched out.
They was out here early in the morning.
Yeah, they don't play.
Is it like a rough neighborhood out here?
No, not really. You know, just people out there that people that make it rough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the west side of Chicago. Right now, where we headed to, I'm gonna take you to. Let me see. I can take you to the Music Box. That was on Michigan Avenue. That was one of the places. This is the second Music Box, not the first one. Because the 326 is a little whacker. Then I'm gonna take you to the Warehouse. I'm gonna take you to 2 spots. Down this block,
Yeah.
you have Sawyer. It's nothing but a lot right now. This is the Chicago nightlife. I'm gonna show you one more spot. That's the hardcore. Was that Ida B. Wells Project home? And 5 more years they won't even be there. We're just waking up the people to let them know.
Is it all going down then?
Yeah, because of the doctors and the lawyers, they got the right to take over the city. So they got the right to do whatever they want to do. Right up here, there used to be a place called The Spot that stayed over for a minute. Right up here in this corner over here, where that black sign at, then right here on this corner,
Yeah.
I'll go to it. We get out and watch it, I'll take a look at it. And show you. On this corner right here, see right there, Mission Bay, that used to be the original warehouse right there, 738 West Wing, that right here. That was a warehouse. Now it's a bike shop.
Yeah.
For those who want to know about Chicago house music, this is the Masters. This is where it all started. And coming to this film, reading, understanding, and it'll actually give you some common sense about what you're doing and what you listen to and what you think is a craft. It's basically an art. And if you want to learn from something, you got to learn from the best.
If anybody was to ask me, you know, your interpretation, who was the godfather of house, I would say Robert Williams.
Yep.
You know, I would say Robert Williams simply because he brought something here that is going on all over the world. I mean, just the after-hour life. I mean,
And he's still doing it.
And not just the after-hour life. I mean, just the lofty underground all-night scene where you can go to a spot, party all night, the music hot, it's a nice audience, and when you walk out, it's daylight.
Right.
You know, it's daytime. One thing that we had a reputation for were hotel parties.
Right.
We would rent like real big hotel parties like in downtown Chicago, and we would have certain events that we would do like in the ballrooms. And also another thing that was handed down to us is that we had good radio.
Right.
We had the Hot Mix 5. We had DJs that would play new music, that would influence us to go down to Loop Records at that time, to imports. Back then it wasn't a Hot Jams, or it wasn't a gramophone, or a Wax Attic, or anything like that. Those stores didn't exist. I don't think no one person could ever take the credit of being the originator or the beginner or the first starter, because everybody's had influence.
To all those young kids out there, if they're listening, a lot of DJs you think playing house and not playing house. House is not progressive. It'll never be progressive. So, what I think, what we should do right now is start listening, pay attention. If you want to learn something, that's the only way you're going to learn how to go to school. Is you learn that's how you're gonna come out on top. If you want a good grade, you gotta learn.
Chicago has a recognition for the way that we do our drum programming.
Okay.
The way we program our sounds, we deal mostly with the rhythms, and the music more carries it. Our drums carry our music, which gives it that authentic sound. It's more at you. New York has a more passionate way of making music.
More melodic.
It's more melodic, less drums.
You can afford it.
More instrumentations, more different things. In Detroit, it's more electronic. They have more an industrial feel. But at the same time, you have some in some cities. San Francisco has a more laid back, breezy kind of style. Everybody has their own vibes, but music is made from our environment.
Yeah,
right.
Music comes from our environment. So we have so many different. There's so many different planes of house music, and that's just one category. You have underground, you have garage, you have dub, you have vocal. There's so many different categories. As you can see, we're back into the age of Aquarius again. So now bass players, bongo players, percussion players, everybody's coming back, and we're using MPC 60s and 909s, you know, drum machines that are obsolete, that are extinct. Right. We have a sampling pattern now where we can make music easy, where anybody can do it now.
Yeah.
Right.
Back then, you know, it was all outboard gear. Everybody could just have a mouse and a keyboard and make an album. It's amazing, you know. So technology has had a way of transitioning throughout the course of time. The music that's coming out of Europe, it's amazing. Guys, live musicians, vocals. I mean, they've been influenced by what we've done for so many years that it's like them returning the favor. So now we're influenced by what you guys do, because what it does is it's such a widespread music that works for the best. I love more European music than I do domestic, really. It's only a few domestics that I like, and I can count them on my hand. You know, the Larges, the Shelters, the Masters at Work. It's a handful of labels, but in Europe, it's a whole new world. So you have to invent and create. That's what evolves and make your skills better. Practice, work on your skills, take criticism. That's what makes you better. You might have to send a project to a label 10 to 15 times.
You're gonna get turned down
but
a million times.
They might turn you down 14 times. But that 15th time, you might have finally figured out how to make good soup. You might mess up when you're sitting at the stove, but once you add all your seasonings and you get it, it tastes good. Now you got the formula to make a good soup. So that's what you do.
You know, you have people in New York that would woof about it and say house music is mouth music. You know, it's for fags. That's not true. You know, some of the biggest DJs who did it, ventured off, did other things, but we still here. And we're not gonna go nowhere.
Just keep pushing a certain format of power, and that's what keeps the world going. That's what keeps the scene going.
This is Chicago. In the spirit of Chicago, this is the home. This is the Mecca. This is house music. We breathe it, we live it, we understand it.